Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are given the following diagram that shows the cumulative frequency curves for the masses of two batches of 500 chocolate bars that were produced by machines A and B respectively. Machine A is blue color, machine B is red color. Okay, so what are we required to find? We are required to find for machine A the range, medium, and interquartile range. Same goes for machine B, range, medium, interquartile range. And after which, for part C, then we will need to, using what we have found in part A and part B, decide whether what Diana says are true, and also to consider and decide which machine is more consistent in part D. Now, for part A and part B, the approach is the same. So let's dive in for part A. Range. Well, the range means that we'll need to find the highest value of this cumulative frequency graph for machine A, which is 53, and the lowest value is 47. So the range is simply 53 minus 47. Okay, so that's for part 1. For part 2 and part 3, then I would want to bring your attention to here. We must first be able to find the position at the cumulative frequency for the medium Q2, which is at the halfway mark of this 500 chocolate bar. So if you see, I have already color coded the positions on the cumulative frequency axis there for Q1, Q2, and Q3 respectively, which is at 125, 250, and 375 respectively. So with this position, right, all the answers for Q1, Q2, and Q3 can be gleaned from the graph. For example, the medium will be 50. The upper and lower quartile, for example, the upper quartile goes straight and come down. You will get this value of 50.7, as well as the lower quartile here, 49.2. Okay, which therefore is the set of answers here. Alright, so this will be the answers for part A, where all the answers are from the graph. And all we have to do for interquartile range would then be for Q3 for machine A minus the lower quartile Q1 of machine A. Going back to the graph again, for part B, then you can see that with the same positions at 375, 250, and 125, then our focus now is then to look at the red color graph for machine B, and this will be my lower quartile. This will be my medium, which is the same at 50, and my upper quartile. Okay, so that's how you get the values of the lower quartile, medium, and the upper quartile from the graph, and therefore you should get this set of values. 49.6, 50.4, and 0.8 after I minus away the upper quartile with the lower quartile. Okay, now that we have this set of values, we will then have to decide whether what Diana says about the chocolate bars are correct or wrong. She says that the chocolate bars produced by machine A are heavier than those produced by machine B. Which one should we measure and decide? Very good. Medium. We should look at the medium in this case. And the medium for both machine A and machine B are the same. So I will disagree, or I do not agree. Okay? Since the medium for both machine A and B are the same. And now let's talk about the presentation. Okay? First of all, we need to answer the question. So in this case, the answer is do not agree. Secondly, we need to have some form of comparison of the correct measure. So in this case, the medium is the same. So this one is the comparison. And lastly, we should provide the data or evidence from our calculations. So this one will be our evidence. Okay? And therefore, you can see that by following this structure, right? A, C, E. That's how you ace this kind of questions. Next, we are required to decide which machine is more consistent. So if we are going to talk about consistency, right, then we need to look at the measures of spread. So what measures of spread do we have in this question? Well, we have range, 6 and 4 for A and B respectively. We also have interquartile range. Alright. So we will need to compare this. And in order for a machine to be more consistent in its production, the range and the interquartile range preferably should be as small as possible. Okay, so we are going to compare, okay? And when I look at the data, I realize something. The range of B is less than A. 4 compared with 6. The interquartile range for B is also less than A. So this tells me something. This tells me that machine B is more consistent. And I compare the range. That means the range and the interquartile range and the interquartile range are less. Okay? So if I follow my structure again, the A structure, so I will first, of course, has to answer the question. Then I will need to have some form of comparison. So in this case, I compare their range and interquartile range, and I have the comparison word less than. I will also need to provide evidence in the form of the values. So that's why you see my evidence, I purposefully bracket and indicate in my statement itself, or the evidence. So again, A, C, E. And we can ace all these questions eventually. Well, with that, we have come to the end of this video. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.